in this drop of consciousness, in this drop from consciousness to consciousness, the descending ladder, say the involutionary ladder, drop of consciousness to consciousness, that is the involutionary ladder. Each laid on the occult inconscious power, that is the base. Inconscience is not there for nothing. It has a purpose. It is a function too. Actually, you can understand very easily also in a mechanical way. See, unless the ladder is there, but unless there is a ground for the ladder to stand, so this is the ground for the ladder to stand. See, each lane on the occult inconscious power, the fountain of his needed ignorance. You see, what a beautiful phrase! Needed ignorance. You see, nothing is non-functional in this creation. Nothing. Death, pain, suffering, whatever you want to call it, is functional. The fountain of its needed ignorance, Ashmeson or the limits by which it lives. Ashmeson, inconscience. It is by that it lives. In his soul from consciousness to consciousness. Now, this descending ladder, now the climbing ladder, the evolutionary ladder. Each lifted tops to that from which it came. That is what we discussed long time ago. Each lifted tops to that from which it came. Origin of all that it had ever been, and hope of all that it could still become. So the poet is not losing his sight at all, anywhere. He'll keep on hammering the whole purpose of this creation and what he is up to. An organ scale of eternal's act. So it's an organ scale, big orchestra is there, built up into the whole thing. A last and high world was seen where all worlds meet. That is Satchidananda, where all worlds meet, Satchidananda. In a summit gleam, a, a last high world was seen, where all worlds meet. Well, the unity lies in Satchidananda, all the world. Satchit Ananda, they also get united there. Satyam Rutam Prahad, they get united there. All completely. A last world was seen where all worlds meet. It is summit gleam where night is not, nor sleep. The light began, or Trinity is supreme. Now he has made it explicit. Trinity is supreme. Satchidananda. The light of Satchidananda begins from that point onward. All they are discovered what it seeks for here. Yes, the true discovery can be made only there. It freed the finite into boundlessness and rose into its own eternities. The inconscient found its heart of consciousness. See, that is the great mystery. Inconscient has found its heart of consciousness. As long as we don't understand that, we dismiss inconscience as something evil. But then it has a wonderful purpose to serve. The idea and feeling grouping in ignorance at, at last clutched passionately the body of truth. Yeah, the inconscience clutching the body of truth. The music born in matter silences. The music born in matter silences. What a line, see. The music born in matter silences. The music born in matter silence. Plucked nude out of the ineffable's fathomless name. The meaning it had held out could not void. The perfect rhythm, now only sometimes a dream. Yeah, that is true. We only dream perfect music, perfect rhythm, perfect harmony. The perfect rhythm, now only sometimes a dream. An answer brought to the torn earth's hungry need. Rending the night that had concealed the unknown. Rending the night that had concealed the unknown. The unknown was concealed by the night that has gone away. With Satchidananda. With Satchidananda that has gone away, completely gone away. Rending the night that had concealed the unknown. Giving to her her lost, forgotten soul to the night. A grand solution blew the long impasse in which the heights of mortal effort end. Actually, this is a perfect kind of spiritual philosophy or shaven to in the lines, you see. An answer brought to the earth, torn hungrily, rending the night that had concealed the unknown. A mighty oneness, obviously, oneness is the foundation. Oneness is the foundation. Where is it that there is a duality? Where is it that Satchidananda is not present? Oneness does not mean flatness. Oneness means the intrinsic quality is of a divine nature. See, oneness does not mean that it is all one and the same thing, like a picture. Each one has its own individuality, and that individuality is expressed in a great way in that oneness, you see. So, we are all one, but you have your own individuality, she has her own individuality, she has her own individuality, I have my own individuality, they have their own individuality. These objects, they have their own individuality, and the oneness behind them is the power of expression of the spirit. It is this power of the spirit which is expressed itself in different ways through all these things. That is the oneness. A mighty oneness is perpetual theme. All the great words that toil to express to one great word, all the scriptures, all the descriptions of knowledge, all the Vedas that toil to explain the one, Satchidananda is one. It is toiling to explain it. Were lifted into an absoluteness of light, an ever burning revelation's fire, an ever burning revelation's fire. That is the oneness, ever burning revelation's fire. There was no quarrel of truth with truth, obviously, because each is the truth, and truth does not quarrel with other truth. It admits that it can be like this, it can be like this, it can be like this, because the basis of expression is truth everywhere. Retold in light by an omniscient scribe, travel through difference towards unity, mind's winding search that garbed the initial. Okay, a paean swell, obviously, a cry at the moment to the immortals of bliss, as if the strophes of a cosmic ode. So, this is what I was explaining to you last time. Strophes. A group of people will sing from this side. In response, the other group of people, thesis and antithesis, and the synthesis, epode, by the middle group, you see. As if strophes of a cosmic ode, a hierarchy of climbing harmonies, people with voices, with visages, aspire in a crescendo of God, from matter's abysses to the spirit speaks. See, that is the oneness throughout, from matter's abysses to the spirit speaks. That is the oneness. It is, after all, Atman, self, which is present everywhere, universally. Above what the immortal tale is seen, wide chambers of dalliance with eternity, and stupendous gates of alone. Across the unfolding seas of self appear the deathless countries, of the one. Again, the entire description is about that one. Deathless countries of the one. The entire description is about that one. The unity, oneness, the base, the other support is that oneness. There he could enter. So in the Satchidananda world, that highest world, there he could enter. There a while abide. Now he says, of course, a while. A while. It's a provisional thing. His entire physical is not yet ready to receive the supramental light and force. He could receive it, abide. A voyager upon uncharted route. So he is now voyaging upon the next route, fronting the viewless danger of the unknown. adventuring across enormous realms, fronting the view's danger and unknown. Yeah, on uncharted routes one can understand he is voyaging, but then fronting the viewless danger of the unknown, well, I mean, in a common way of speaking, you don't know what kind of calamities or what kind of difficulties you'll have. There might be storm, there might be pirates, there might be all kind of things, unknown, viewless unknown. But here he is hinting that basically, yes, this whole hierarchy of creation is there, but then there is the night, there is the descent of night, there are the powers of evil and falsehood and ignorance there. He has to meet them, he has to face them, he has to conquer them. So, danger is that kind of a thing. He has to enter into the world of evil. Life got completely corrupted, got spoiled after she has entered into matter. She got overpowered by death and falsehood, and therefore you have got all these calamitous things here in life, you see. So now he has to meet that danger of life is there. Adventuring across enormous realms, he broke into another space and time. Now his real journey begins from this point on. Another space and time. Well, that is the journey of the traveler of the world, you see. Book 2 starts with that, you see. So, how systematically he is prepared. Now, the whole the important thing is he is launching on this cosmic voyage. He is launching on the cosmic voyage when his soul is free of ignorance, when his spirit is free from the bondages of nature completely, and therefore he can do whatever he wants to do. That cosmic dimension has opened out completely for him. You see, he can do whatever he wants to do now. Therefore, it is only after such a long spiritual preparation, long spiritual yoga, it is safe to launch yourself on this adventure. I want to do this kind of a thing and all that thing. That childish declaration won't hold. You have to understand the realities of this manifestation and the different powers they operate in this creation, and then you should be under full control of that thing. He has that now because he has identified himself with one Satchidananda, and he can now go everywhere, anywhere he wants and do whatever he wants to do. See. So with that yogic preparation, Ashwapati is now launching on the adventure of the world, voyaging towards the sea. His journey begins with that, you see. And then we have got long description, 15 cantos in the next book, you see. Next book, you see. Like that, you see. It goes on. Well, we'll stop with that. If you want to ask something, what I will do is, with some leisure, I will write down a summary of the whole thing myself, of this canto, in a kind of a descriptive manner. What are the actual landmarks here, what happens here. I will write down the summary of the whole canto, and then you can see the entire descriptions and connect the passages with that, you see.
The date,
Pardon me?
the date he broke into another time and space, that was in 1910, 1911.
This one?
He broke into another space and time.
No, I will say,
Because now the descent starts.
no, you see, I will say, I will put the entire part of this realization during the period 1908 to 1912. 1908 to 1912. Actually, only when he has got now all the cosmic forces under his control, the overmind power is fully operative in him. The secret nature is under his command. It is only then he launches on Arya. He launches on Arya. So in a way, this is a kind of a preparation for the earlier 7 or 8 years towards Arya. And then the whole of Arya pours down. And Shivandu says that the entire Arya came down directly from the overmind. From the overmind. Whole Arya came down. So you can see the description, you see. So 1914, up to 1914, you have already that kind of a preparation, you see here. See. You have already that preparation, you see.
Can I ask something else? Now he has basically the supramental body. He realized the supramental in his physical, no?
You see, his problem is very clear. It is his specific problem. Ashwapati's. He has a task, he has to do certain thing. And for that purpose, whatever has to be acquired as the power and the capacity as the yogic realization, he sets himself for that. And all that preparation has already happened, I will say, from 1908 to about 1913, 1914. Then the mother came and then took another dimension, another dimension. The Arya started after that, when the overmind was fully easy. Arya. He didn't start earlier, Arya. Although, here and there, you have his record of yoga, starting from 1912. But the entire set of Arya writings came after that, when he has all these realizations entirely under his control, you see.
But then the realization of the overmind, it was in 1926. Krishna entered into his body.
See, this is
It was already.
no, what Arya has, the overmind knowledge. What Arya has, the overmind knowledge. 1914, 1915 to 1921, all those writings belong to that period, overmind. Although at that time, he had not discovered the term overmind. The term came much later. The term overmind came much later. The term came much later. But it is very clear, the entire Arya. See, that is why one may even say that the early Arya doesn't have that absoluteness of supramental knowledge and power. The Arya. It doesn't have that. See, that came afterwards, after his Siddhi in 1938, when he concentrated essentially. Basically, what did he do? He revised Life Divine first in 1940, 41, 42, after his accident. He revised the entire Life Divine. He has added number of sections here and there. So that had the glow of the supramental power and expression in it. The last part. You can see the difference between the Life Divine style of the Arya and the Life Divine now as we have. You see. We have. So that came much later. You see. And I will say that Shivandu's substantive writings, if you have to consider, we should consider only after 1942, in which we have got Life Divine and in which we have got Savitri. Substantive writings, they are all embedded in. So everything what could not be, see, therefore, in a way, it is quite understandable now. We can logicize it. Why Shivandu did not pick up Life Divine earlier? Sorry, the Savitri earlier. He started really writing after Life Divine was revised completely, and then he made the double column register and all that from 42 onward. Now it has the complete authenticity of his spiritual realizations and the objective of his yogic sadhana. So I will say the most authentic document from the point of view of spiritual history are Life Divine first And then Savitri. Savitri has a greater comprehensiveness, a wider scope, a wider penetration also, wider impact also, you see, Savitri. And he has not left anything unsaid there. Whatever was necessary, he did all that, you see. He has not said anything. And see the amount of labor he must have taken in writing and doing all these things, Savitri. Absolutely terrific.
Yeah.
So actually, I mean, he had that deathless golden body, deathless golden body, Sri. So if the world would have been ready, he would not have needed to go,
No.
isn't it?
See, I mean, we can kind of say that in Savitri, there is a much higher influence of supermind. Not direct expression, much higher. To some extent, his earlier writings in 1930s, letters, thousands of letters which he wrote, they are of a different character and different purpose. But the authentic spiritual philosophy and base of his metaphysics, that comes only from 1930, from 1942 onward. And of course, the last 8 articles which he wrote in 1949 and 50, The Mind of Light, that series of articles, 8 articles. When the bulletin of physical education was started by the mother, she asked Shivandu to contribute regularly, and he opened that series, The Mind of Light, was revealed at that time. So that is the authentic material in that sense. If you, if you want to really get into the spiritual contents of his philosophy,